Hi, folks. This is Jeanine, part 5 in our bodies series. And this one is about how our bodies really can shift. So I kind of gave that away in part 4 when I told about the neuroma and how it went away after I got the metaphor and continued to support it. And I told you part of the story about my eyes when I had glaucoma. So I, of course, had discovered the metaphor of it being similar to being blindsided since you lose your peripheral vision with glaucoma. And so I was going to my acupuncturist and having the acupuncture and tea. I was drinking tea and taking some herbs that she prescribed. And I was having trouble keeping up with doing the tea. I was just like, ugh. I just wasn't doing it that faithfully. And to be honest, I talked to Divine Grace Angels one day and was talking to them about my eyes. And they said, just do whatever's easiest. And they said that the alternate possibility that the ophthalmologist had suggested was surgery because I couldn't do the drops. And I actually hadn't been back to him yet. But they said, you'll be fine if you do the surgery. I'm so sensitive that I was not really liking that thought. But I thought, oh, well, okay, they're angels, they know. And they said, whatever's easiest. And I realized that they didn't want me nickel and diming myself to death over the fact that I wasn't drinking the tea and that could be discouraging me and causing me to feel less hopeful or less empowered. And so anyway, about 3 hours later, I thought to myself, whatever's easiest, well, that's to heal. Now, I had already had 3 major healings. So I had the faith, I had the experience, and which is one of the reasons why I tell all these stories, is because, some of us get the faith from hearing from somebody else. And actually, this particular time, what happened was I ended up watching Lilu's first interview with Anita Morjani after she had her near-death experience and recovered completely from stage 4B lymphoma, from being in a coma. Just the doctor thought probably less than 36 hours to live. And she is a happy, healthy, wonderful contributor to society today. Anyway, I saw this video and I just was like, really, that had convinced me, reminded me really, that I could heal. And so then I did the TATs about being blindsided and some forgiveness work. And then I eventually thought, okay, I can go back to the doctor now. It had been like 14 months. I think he thought I was coming back in 3 months. But I sort of wanted to make sure that things had really shifted because I didn't know if he would believe that they could without some evidence. So, and I needed to give my body time to go through the process. So anyway, I went back to the doctor and did the visual fields test, and when he had me in the office after the test, he said that it was no worse than last time. And I was like, yes! I was so excited. Oh my gosh. And so he said, I want you to come back in 3 months and we'll do a test on another machine. So I said, okay. So this time I really did come back in 3 months. But in the meantime, I did some more TATs. And so when I came back in 3 months, we did the visual fields test on the other machine. And when I went into his office, he had two pieces of paper in front of him. And he showed me the first one, and he said, "This is the printout from your test 3 months ago, and it says you missed 5, and it says borderline normal," which actually means he didn't, he sort of, he said it was no worse than last time. He didn't tell me it was better, and I think he was like not quite sure what to think of the whole thing. So he wanted to double check, and that's wise. So anyway, so it really was better 3 months earlier after 14 months. And then he showed me, "This is the paper from today, and you missed 3, and the machine says normal." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, oh wow!" And he said, I don't understand because you haven't been receiving treatment." And I'm like, "Yes, I have. I've been receiving acupuncture." And I know he didn't understand. And later I explained to him about the acupuncture and about the all the work that I did. Anyway, it was such a blessing, and that was January 27th, 2012. And I've had, this is now 2017, and every test I've had since then, my peripheral vision has been normal, which has been, I would say, let's see, 2011 to 2017. So that was probably at least 6 more tests with normal peripheral vision. So I am so grateful. And so this is the follow-up on the fact that, I needed to have some faith that I could do something, or I could be willing to receive healing. And I also needed to follow up on the metaphor, because what I said to my body was, I said in the TAT process, I said to my eyes, "Thank you so much for everything you've done for me. And thank you for when I was afraid to see, that were helping me with that, because I really was afraid to see. But now look at my life. Look at how beautiful it is. I love it so much, and I want to see. So I'm inviting you to see, and we don't need to worry about being blindsided anymore. Life is good." And so, I think of one other story real quickly. In 1984, I had pneumonia, and I was really sick. I was sick for 5 out of 6 months, and it felt like I would never get well. And about 2 weeks before I got well, I finally thought, okay, every time I get in the shower, I'm just going to thank God for all the parts of me that feel good. So, it started out with like my big toe and my hair, And as I moved along, then more and more parts of me felt better. And in 2 weeks, I got completely well. And that was after 5 months of being sick. So, I guess that's just like one more thing, the reminder about the gratitude. And anyway, there's just so much to say. There's more. Part 6 is next, and I look forward to sharing that with you. I'm wishing you all the best.